Hello everyone and a very good morning to all of you and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep, the most comprehensive preparation app for all exams. So as we all know, from Monday to Thursday 11 a.m. in the morning we come up with the Hindu analysis. Today is Monday and 19th February. We are here with the Hindu analysis of that. Am I audible? The most comprehensive. Okay. So on the first page, these are the articles. Third term crucial for country, says PM Modi. And then here's an article, BJP policies dealt a double blow to UP youth, says Rahul Gandhi. So primarily both are slightly on a political side. So we'll not be going in that much detail regarding these two articles. You can read it your own. But yes, one of the things that is being discussed here, I'll be asking questions on that. Today, that is 19th February, is the birthday of which of the following famous personality? Your options are Akbar, छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज, राणा संगा, गुरु नानक. आज 19 फरवरी है और आज बर्थडे है एक फेमस पर्सनालिटी का. आपको नाम बताना होगा. I'm waiting for the answers. So if you know it, please answer it. Because this personality's name is mentioned in this article. यहाँ mentioned भी उनका नाम. That is why PM Modi quoted it, and that's why I'm asking. The right answer is option B. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj is the right answer. So if you see it here, actually PM Modi said attitude to power was like Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and all. So he is quoting actually the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Okay, and if you see it carefully, 19th February 1630, Shivaji was born. He was from Bhosle clan. It's a Maratha clan. You will find it. And he was one of the king of Maratha Empire. Okay, I hope you are aware of that. So let's move on. If you're watching this class, niche jana, in the description box, there is a one-on-one counseling session is there. So click on this link. You will get this Google form, and everyone should fill this Google form. That would be very, very beneficial for you. Now let's move on to the next one. Center to clarify on Aadhaar as birth date proof with risk riders and all. Okay. First page mein niche second half mein this article was there. So to avoid inconvenience and the public beneficiary of government scheme and quell in a sense of anxiety about a recent directive to cease the usage of Aadhaar as a date of birth, the UIDI is likely to issue a clarification soon on this. Okay, look, actually क्या हुआ था कि government has categorically said that Aadhaar is not a proof of date of birth and Aadhaar is not a proof of citizenship. I hope you are aware. And if you have an Aadhaar, doesn't mean that you are an Indian citizen. There is no guarantee to this. Or it is not a proof of date of birth. So ये काफी news में था. This was in the January. This was in the news. You can see it here. New Aadhaar cards and PDF version of identity document have started including more explicit and all that they are proof of identity, not of citizenship or date of birth. ठीक है? Okay. तो ये ना ही citizenship के लिए यूज किया सकता है, ना ही date of birth के लिए कोई guarantee है. So you should remember this. This is important because the government has categorically said. However, like in कुछ instances, जैसे Election Commission of India accepts Aadhaar as a proof of date of birth in some cases. So maybe in the future the government agency will not use it. जैसे EPFO के बारे में issued a circular on 16 January deleting Aadhaar from the list of documents acceptable as a proof of date of birth. So EPFO has clearly said that Aadhaar cannot be used as a proof of date of birth. ठीक है, यहाँ भी आया. So government ने ये clarify किया है, ठीक है, उसी से related article है that UIDAI. So UIDAI is the authority. It's a statutory body, which is actually responsible of for actually having, controlling all the data regarding Aadhaar, So it is likely to issue a clarification issue करेंगे, regarding this again, So UIDAI in December asked all agencies that use Aadhaar to authenticate identities to delete it from the list of accepted documents for verifying a person's date of birth. So UIDAI ने साफ कह दिया था कि अगर कोई एंटिटी या कोई गवर्नमेंट का डिपार्टमेंट आधार को यूज कर रहा है डेट ऑफ बर्थ वेरीफाई करने के लिए तो वो ऐसा ना करे. ठीक है, इट मींस आधार विल नॉट बी यूज्ड एज अ प्रूफ ऑफ डेट ऑफ बर्थ और प्रूफ ऑफ सिटीजनशिप, है ना. So that is what Aadhaar comes with a prominent disclaimer that they are a proof of identity, not of citizenship or date of birth. Proof of identity हो सकता है लेकिन citizenship या date of birth के लिए नहीं. In fact, a non-citizen can also get. I hope you are aware. So a foreign national are eligible to obtain one if they have been living in India for half a year. अगर 6 महीना रहे, so an Indian resident can get, a foreigner or a non-Indian citizen can also get Aadhaar card. So that is why Aadhaar card is not a proof of citizenship. ठीक है? So these are the things you should be knowing it. Okay, just before moving on 25th February at 6 p.m. we'll be having a session, time management tips for class and boards with Nivedita ma'am. So do join this. And on 28th February at 6 p.m. we'll be having a session with Alpa ma'am. a live interactive workshop. So, download our app, go to CLAT section and attend this on 28th February. And download our app, go to talk to our counselor, and you will get to know more about our courses. This is 2025 comprehensive course, 380 plus hours of live session, 300 plus recorded videos, etc. there. If you have any query, call on this number. And this is 2024 test series and all. Okay. Now, the next one is a ruling that gives primary school teaching a new slate. ठीक है, अब देखो इसमें क्या है. This is they're actually quoting a judgment of Supreme Court last year in August, which said upheld the decision. Upheld का मतलब क्या होता है? Say yes, है ना? So Rajasthan High Court judgment. Rajasthan High Court passed a judgment that B.Ed cannot be used as a degree for primary school teaching. Rather, it should be D.Ed या diploma in elementary education. मतलब राजस्थान हाईकोर्ट ने ये कहा था कि बीएड जो डिग्री वो प्रॉपर नहीं है प्राइमरी स्कूल टीचर्स के लिए, रादर डीएड है या डिप्लोमा इन एलिमेंट्री एजुकेशन है. ओके, और बैचलर ऑफ एलिमेंट्री एजुकेशन शुड बी देयर. तो ये राजस्थान हाईकोर्ट ने ऑर्डर पास किया था एंड द मैटर वेंट टू द सुप्रीम कोर्ट एंड सुप्रीम कोर्ट सेड यस, राजस्थान हाईकोर्ट जजमेंट इज करेक्ट. ओके, अपहेल्ड मतलब ये होता है, इट सेड दैट द जजमेंट ऑफ हाईकोर्ट इज फाइन. ओके, सो दैट इज व्हाट द ऑथर इज टॉकिंग अबाउट. अब इसके इतना डिग्री में डिटेल नहीं जाना है कि व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन बीएड एंड डीएड, इतना डिटेल नहीं जाना है. ठीक है. सो द ऑथर इज टॉकिंग अबाउट फाउंडेशनल लिटरेसी एंड न्यूमरेसी. देखो अब क्या होता है प्राइमरी स्कूल में क्या इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, एकदम छोटे लेवल का स्कूल ना, तो स्मॉल फॉर स्मॉल चिल्ड्रन एंड ऑल. सो दैट्स द आइडिया ना. सो फाउंडेशनल लिटरेसी एंड न्यूमरेसी के दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द थिंग्स है ना. तो दैट इज फॉर देम, आई मीन द ऑथर इज सेइंग दैट डीएड इज बेटर एंड ऑल है ना. डीएड होता है फॉर एक ये वाला, ये दीस टू आर बेटर है ना, दीस थ्री कोर्सेज है ना. सो इट कैनॉट बी कंसिडर्ड ऑटोबायोग्राफी, मेमोरी एंड ऑल है ना. Love for children, good communication skill are not enough, and by no means does the B.Ed degree with this focus on teaching. तो वही अपना दलील दे रहे हैं that no, the B.Ed is not good. I mean, this one is more better for the primary school children and all. So these are the things being talked about. अच्छा, अब इसमें right to education की बात की गई. Right to Education Act was passed in 2009. Now, there's a question. Right to education is a fundamental right which is mentioned in which article of the Constitution? Article 19, 21, capital A, 25, 27. Where it is mentioned? बताइए. Anyone? Right to, in fact, Supreme Court ने पहले कहा था, but now later on by constitutional amendment this article was inserted, and we have taught it. What is the right answer? Article 21, capital A. So Article 21 and right to life and liberty. उसी के just part 21 capital A was inserted. So B is the right answer. Yes, Karthik, you are right. And which of the following amendment inserted 21 capital A and made right to education a fundamental right? 82nd, 86th, 91st, 93rd. कौन सा अमेंडमेंट ने आर्टिकल 21 कैपिटल ए को इंसर्ट किया और राइट टू एजुकेशन को एक फंडामेंटल राइट बनाया? यस कार्तिक, जागृति, यू ऑल वर राइट. इट वाज एडेड नॉट थ्रू 44th अमेंडमेंट बट थ्रू 86th अमेंडमेंट. ठीक है, सो बी इज द राइट आंसर है ना. So 86th amendment inserted article 21A in the constitution to provide free and compulsory education of children between 6 to 14 years of age है ना. Elementary education की बात कही है ना, right to education act. Okay, so that is what you should be knowing it. So B is the right answer. Yes, Jagriti, Raj, you were right. B is the right answer. Okay, let's move on further. तो इसी के बारे में अब देखो इतना डिटेल नहीं जाना आपको, बिकॉज दिस इज नॉट इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू कि अब इसमें कौन सा कोर्स अच्छा होता है, कौन सा कोर्स नहीं अच्छा होता. आई मीन दीज आर वेरी मच इन डिटेल. दे आर गिविंग सम डेटास एंड फैक्ट्स कि परफॉर्मेंस कैसा रहा है ना. सो इतना आपको डिटेल में अब आप नहीं जाना है. ठीक है, सो लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट वन. साइड में एक आर्टिकल थी मिसप्लेस प्रायोरिटी, फ्री मूवमेंट रेजिम बिटवीन इंडिया एंड म्यांमार हैड मोर बेनिफिट देन कॉस्ट. अच्छा, एक्चुअली हुआ क्या है कि recently these things were in the news that free movement regime जो था between India and Myanmar, this has been suspended or stopped. And this is editorial. So editorial is written by the authors of the Hindu editor and editors of the Hindu newspaper. So they are, I mean, criticizing it. They are not happy with scrapping of free movement regime. So if you read the article, it is actually critical. It is saying that free movement regime should not have been stopped. That is what they are saying. And they have given some arguments and all. So पहले free movement regime समझते हैं. The free movement regime allows residing people close to India and Myanmar border to venture 16 kilometers into each other's territory without any document. ठीक है. And देखो. So this is India. This is northeast of India. और ये है म्यांमार. ठीक है. So अब let's zoom it. So यहाँ पे जो है ना 1643 किलोमीटर का border है. This is border is 1643 किलोमीटर between India and Myanmar. ठीक है. अब देखो इसमें है क्या, व्हाट इज द थिंग? द थिंग इज दैट तो यहाँ पर 16 किलोमीटर के आसपास अलाउड था बिना वीजा के कुछ सर्टेन डेज के लिए आना आ जाना. ठीक है. So for certain portion. Okay. Now, so what happened was this was a blocked free movement regime, what we call, but the government has decided to block it, and it will fence the border. Fencing of border will be done. That is what the government has announced. यहाँ पे नहीं पूरी border लगा दिया जाएगा. देखो यहाँ पे लिखा हो कहीं पे. And the government will fence entire border with Myanmar, says Mr. Amit Shah, Home Minister of India. So fencing मतलब इस तरह की boundary लगा देना. Okay. मतलब जाली वाला wire and all. Okay. So now there are many things associated with that. तो अब इसमें पहले ही समझना है कि why. So there were two arguments. ठीक है. So हम लोग first of all let's talk about the editorial, है ना. So जो ये editorial है इसको समझते हैं, है ना. So that is what the author is saying. A nation is defined not only by the borders that demarcate it, but the people who live in it. This is not just an abstract adage and all. So अभी इसे बता रहा, the idea of neighborly relations and border was tied not just by the interest of national security, but also to the interest of the people. So they are saying that the interest of people also matters and all. Okay, so Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah has decided to suspend the free movement regime in place there since 2018. So the reason was the porous border has served as a conduit for narcotics, besides helping insurgent groups in northeast to establish bases within areas in Myanmar. अब देखो इसमें बहुत सारे reason है. One of the reason is, I hope you are aware, यहाँ पर जो है this region is also known as, जाके Google पे search करना, Golden Triangle. The Golden Triangle is actually considered as a drugs trade का मतलब it's considered as a hub of drugs trade. So it was said, I mean, that perhaps a lot of drugs were being actually moved to this region. Okay, or drugs business होने लगा था because of free movement regime. There was no visa allowed, and because of which the drugs movement were happening. And that's of course a very deadly thing, because see, always remember, drugs is considered as a part of internal security threat. Why? Why it is a part of internal security threat? So you have to understand. The reason is very simple, because drugs can destroy youth's life. अगर सारे जवान लोग ड्रग्स पीना शुरू कर देंगे तो पूरे मतलब समाज बर्बाद हो जाएगा ना. So that is why it is very important. It is of course the honors of the government to stop the trade of drugs in the country. Okay, so that's the case. Now the second is Myanmar actually on 1st February 2021 witnessed what we call it as military coup. So when military coup happens, the democratically elected government is overthrown by the army. Now, when the army came to power, we saw a lot of civil war. I mean, a lot of insurgent groups, a lot of civil war, the violence. Many people, because of that, moved across the country, and actually they came in this region. Now, what happened was there were allegations that illegal immigrants are coming, and it is causing push and pull problem. I mean, it's causing a lot of issues in this region and all. So ये भी एक इशू था कि बहुत सारे लोग म्यांमार से यहाँ आ गए, और उससे बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स, ऑफ कोर्स लैक ऑफ रिसोर्सेज, द शॉर्टेज ऑफ रिसोर्सेज विल हैपन इफ सडन इन्फ्लक्स ऑफ फॉरेनर्स विल कम. सो दीज आर द रीजंस cited for free movement regime to stop and all. Okay, लेकिन अब ऑथर का जो और ओपिनियन है वो कह रहे हैं, but these are not convincing in themselves. Most of the insurgent groups have weakened substantially, and successive Indian governments have been able to neutralize it. So the drug trade is not really able to is enabled not only by porosity of the border, but because of lack of enforcement of the law. तो ऑथर के हिसाब से जो एडिटोरियल लिख रहे हैं वो ये कह रहे हैं कि जो ड्रग्स का ट्रेड है वो इसलिए नहीं हो रहा है कि पोरस बॉर्डर है, बल्कि इसलिए हो रहा है कि लॉ एनफोर्समेंट उतना पावरफुल नहीं है. दैट इज व्हाट द ऑथर्स ओपिनियन इज. मतलब कहने का मतलब है कि अगर पुलिसिंग इज स्ट्रिक्ट एंड द क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम इज मोर एफिशिएंट, देन दिस विल बी स्टॉप्ड, दिस ड्रग्स ट्रेड विल बी इजीली स्टॉप्ड. दैट इज व्हाट द ऑथर्स ओपिनियन इज. So that the demand to scrap the free movement regime has been most vociferously endorsed with one section currently conflict with Manipur and all. अब देखो मणिपुर में there is a conflict happening between Meiteis versus Kukis. So Kukis support the free movement regime, whereas Meiteis have opposed it strongly. So they wanted that free movement regime should be stopped. Okay. Okay, why? Because of course the reason is very simple. The Mizos of Mizoram and Kuki-Zo community have a kinship with Chain community. Actually क्या है, जो यहाँ पे कुकी communities हैं, जैसे मणिपुर में कुकी community है, ठीक है, ठीक है. फिर मिजोरम में जो मीजोस हैं, okay, so they have a sort of relationship with Chain community here. Okay, so the Chain community in Myanmar have very similar, very good relations or improved relation with the Kukis in Manipur and Mizos in Mizoram. However, the Meiteis in Mizoram have opposed this free movement regime. That is what you should be knowing it. Okay, so these are the things, and I hope you are aware the conflicts has been happening in Manipur and all. So the position came from the Methi, which are majority in the state of Manipur. I hope you are aware. So they have opposed it that free movement regime should be stopped and all. Okay. So अगर आप देखोगे in Manipur, majorities are Methis, है ना? कुछ Kuki communities भी हैं, but majorities are Methis. But in Mizoram, you will find more Kukis there. Okay, and Kukis have good relation with the people Chin community in Myanmar. ठीक है. So these are the things being talked about. तो ये बताया जा रहा था कि 16 किलोमीटर के बाउंड्री तक they used to come without visas and all, है ना? And it was a concept of India's Act East policy. It was in line with India's Act East policy and all. ठीक है, अब नीचे जाओगे, there's an article recalibrating merit in the age of artificial intelligence. So basically it's talking about merit. तो merit का मतलब क्या होता है? Based on their ability, achievements and work hard rather than a social status or background has been extensively debated. Meritocracy मतलब क्या होता है कि merit should win. For example, मान लीजिए किसी का एग्जाम हो रहा है, IIT का एग्जाम हो रहा है या CLAT का एग्जाम हो रहा है, कोई भी एग्जाम हो रहा है, एंट्रेंस एग्जाम, तो उसमें who should be selected should be dependent on the merit. So there should be an exam. So it should not be based on someone's religion, caste, gender. इससे नहीं मतलब होना चाहिए, है ना? इस बात से मैं होना चाहिए कि कौन बंदा या लेडी, कौन लड़का या लड़की ज्यादा टैलेंटेड है ना? So of course this is the concept of meritocracy, that merit will win over the caste, social status, religion, etc. है ना? That's the idea of meritocracy. ठीक है? अब इसमें he has gone in detail and he's saying that artificial intelligence से हो सकता है maybe in many cases meritocracy might be compromised. जैसे artificial intelligence होता है ना, questions the basis of human merit by introducing non-human entity capable of performing tasks, making decisions, and even creating levels that can surpass human abilities. Yes, बहुत बार artificial intelligence के पास इतना power होता है कि वो human capabilities को defeat कर दे. Yes, जैसे एक बंदा है वो talented ज़्यादा है, person 1 and there is person 2. And this is more talented. B1 is more talented, but he does not have access to artificial intelligence. And A2, P2 has access to artificial intelligence. तो भी क्या होगा? मान लीजिए अगर बिजनेस की कोई भी चीज हो तो सकता है P2 might defeat P1 because of access to artificial intelligence. ऐसा हो सकता है ना बिजनेस में या किसी भी ट्रेड या किसी और इनोवेशन में, because he is having access to artificial intelligence. तो ये एग्जांपल बता रहे हैं. The advent of artificial intelligence challenges the traditional notion of individual merit, है ना? Artificial AI system trained on historical data can perpetuate and even exacerbate biases present in the data. तो exacerbate मतलब increase the problem, है ना? तो क्या हो सकता है कि artificial intelligence से कभी कभी डेटा का जो बेसिस है उसको चेंज किया सकता है या biases, है ना? अगर कोई खास bias एक तरफ bias कर सकता है. So these are the things, some of the examples he is giving. जैसे उन्होंने बताया कि एक कोई नेचर मेडिसिन है, उसमें ये बताया कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस कैन प्रेडिक्ट पैनक्रियाटिक कैंसर इन अ पेशेंट 3 years बिफोर द रेडियोलॉजिस्ट कैन मेक द डायग्नोसिस. अब देखो क्या ये डॉक्टर से भी आगे निकल गया. सो अब रेडियोलॉजिस्ट बनने के लिए क्या करना पड़ता है? बहुत मेहनत करना होता है. 10th पास करो, 12th पास करो, फिर एग्जाम निकालो, फिर MBBS करो, फिर MD करो, एंड आफ्टर दैट यू बिकम अ रेडियोलॉजिस्ट. सो यू हैव टू वर्क वेरी हार्ड टू बिकम अ रेडियोलॉजिस्ट. बट नाउ द आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस कैन चेक इट. अब किसी के पास मशीन है, तुरंत चेक करके it can check it whether the person will be having a pancreatic cancer or not. So it means here the artificial intelligence is defeating the merit, है ना? So that is what the author is talking about कि AI जो है वो merit को कई बार defeat कर सकता है. That is what he is talking about, and perhaps it might be correct as well. So these are some of the examples given by him. ठीक है, अब इसमें इतना डिटेल नहीं जाना है ना? So now एक साइड में आर्टिकल थी ties across the sea, tolerance and pluralism are values that India shares with UAE, है ना? So the author is saying that India and UAE both has these values. What are the values? Tolerance and pluralism. Tolerance means tolerance towards other religion, caste, gender, opinion, thinking, belief, है ना? Faith. So like when you talk about tolerance in India, so you will give the best example of Ashoka. तो आप ये एग्जांपल दे सकते हो. जैसे I'm just giving example. Pluralism means yes, people of different ideas, belief, religion, people of different caste, gender, people of different opinion, thinking, ideology can stay together. That's the idea of pluralism, है ना? So ये बता रहे जैसे why? Because PM Modi actually has gone to UAE many times. In fact, recently, I hope you are aware, this temple was also inaugurated. That's called as BAPS temple in Dubai, was in Abu Dhabi. So few years back, in fact, in Dubai also a temple was inaugurated. So these are the things. So UAE is by and large majority is Muslim countries, but still they have allowed it. So these are the things the author is talking about. ठीक है? So यहाँ पर India है, this is UAE, United Arab Emirates, है ना? फिर और भी बहुत सारी चीज है ना? Then the author is talking about CEPA. ये मैंने कई बार डिस्कशन किया है. Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement between India and UAE, है ना? So it has led to greater cooperation it's a sort of more than free trade agreement. Free trade agreement से भी एक step ahead है. So a lot of means it will facilitate ease of doing business, more easy trade business activity will happen between these two countries, है ना? And UAE is now India's third largest trading partner. India is second largest export destination and fourth largest source of FDI. So these are the things you should be knowing about it. ठीक है? The inauguration of Bharat Mart, ये भी मैंने discuss कराया था editorial में, that Bharat Mart is getting inaugurated, है ना? Between UAE की company है DP World and Commerce Ministry, both are actually, है ना? Both have actually started the concept of Bharat Mart. उसमें क्या होगा? Bharat Mart में मैंने बताया था कि India's export, MSME exports, मान ली यहाँ से कैसे MSME small industries जो है वो export कर रही हैं. So here actually there will be a warehousing facility for those, है ना? Where actually the export of India would come, stay here, है ना? Warehousing में तो godowns वगैरह वहाँ रहेंगे, है ना? और this is actually the Bharat Mart, है ना? This initiative मैंने पहले discuss कराया है in the previous classes. Okay, so that is what it will be. कि यहाँ से जो भी एक्सपोर्ट जाएगा जो स्मॉल लेवल, जैसे एमएसएमई मतलब होता है माइक्रो स्मॉल मीडियम एंटरप्राइज के जितना भी एक्सपोर्ट्स वो जाएगा यूएई. तो इंडियाज एक्सपोर्ट विल बी इंक्रीज, है ना, वुड इंक्रीज इफ द भारत मार्ट वुड बिकम सक्सेसफुल. ताकि यहाँ पर जब एक्सपोर्ट जाएगा रखाने के लिए होना चाहिए वेयर हाउस एंड ऑल. So what will be good? Why it will be good? Because the reason is when India's export will increase, so India's foreign exchange reserve will increase, है ना. So more job creation will happen in our own country. जब ज्यादा एक्सपोर्ट होगा तो क्या होगा? So our industries will boom, है ना, and this will create more jobs and all. So these are the things connected to each other. ठीक है, तो ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. And a second draft of agreement date with technology ties, including digital infrastructure R&D. So ये सब research and development से related agreement वगैरह sign हुआ, है ना, green hydrogen energy storage, digital cross payment. I hope you are aware UPI की बात है. A lot of foreign countries are now using UPI, है ना, which has been developed by National Payment Corporation of India. So these are the things being talked about. Then India, Middle East, East Europe Economic Corridor की बात कही है ना. ये भी मैंने कई बार बताया. This was actually discussed in G20 summit. Okay, that जैसे when we go to East Europe कैसे जाते हैं? ऐसे जाते हैं ना. So this is the place from where we can go like this, है ना. यहाँ पे Suez Canal is there. Okay, like that we go. But now there's a plan that we can go like this. यहाँ से ऐसे UAE से, okay. Then from here to here. So that is what we call it as IMEC. So this is a plan. Okay. So these are the things you should be knowing about it. Finally, the discussion on the Israel-Gaza operation and the Red Sea attacks indicate that in a region roiled by conflict, India considers the UAE to be a stable interlocutor. है ना? Interlocutor मतलब बातचीत कराने वाला है ना? Now, the thing is, I hope you are aware that in that same region, we have seen जैसे कोई ship आती है, so we have seen some attacks by Houthis of Yemen, है ना? So we have seen some attacks of Indian ship also. So UAE can help us mediate talks, है ना? बात कराने में helpful होगा, that if there is any issue or something like that, then UAE can be helpful for us, है ना. So these are the things being talked about. India-UAE ties are also built on the bedrock of history and cultural engagement and all. So centuries old maritime trade and all, है ना. तो कई सालों 100 साल से India और UAE Arab nations का trade हो रहा है. So these are the things the author is talking about. ठीक है ना? So I think it's clear. Now the next is in Gaza peace prospect remain distant. So this is the former ambassador Tanmeez Ahmed has written an article. So यहाँ पर Israel है. I hope you are aware. So this is Israel. This one is Israel. ये Gaza है. This one is West Bank. Okay. So Gaza में actually है ना. So the author is saying that it has entered the 5th month. So since 7th October attack, so it's almost 5th month, and a lot of destruction, massive destructions have happened in this region. Okay, so a lot of attempts were made for discussion, debate to solve this and all, to have ceasefire and all, but still actually the things have not. So a peace plan was emerged. The Qatari Prime Minister, it called 2-month ceasefire when the remaining hostage held by Hamas would be released and all. So these are things author is talking about, but still actually there is no 100% peace has happened or ceasefire has happened. So these are the things the author is talking. ठीक है, इसको पढ़ लेना अपने से. The enormity of Indian electorate and the stage-wise variance. Enormity was a large, enormous, large, huge. Indian electorate was the voters, है ना, के सेंस में. तो कब इंडियन वोटर्स जो है, चूंकि इतनी ज्यादा इंडिया में आबादी है कि बहुत सारे कंट्री के बराबर पॉपुलेशन, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल है ना, इन उत्तर प्रदेश वी आर हैविंग 20 करोड़ पॉपुलेशन ऑलमोस्ट अराउंड ब्राजील, है ना. फिलीपींस की जितना आबादी, बिहार में 12-13 करोड़ आबादी है. So it's almost near to a Philippines, or you can say Russia में also 14 करोड़ के आसपास population है. So जितना electoral voters हैं वो एक किसी state में जितना है ना वो उतना किसी और country में होता है ना. Countries whose electorate numbers come close to, electorate means the person who are able to vote 18 plus. ठीक है. So जितना यूपी में वोटर्स है उतना ब्राजील में, जितना बिहार में उतना फिलीपींस में, राजस्थान में, यूके में, इजिप्ट है ना. So like that they are saying the महाराष्ट्र में is almost equivalent to Mexico. So these are the things कि इतना enormity, इतने बड़े तादाद में लोग वोट करते हैं ना. Now, state wise number of voters for each MP. I have told you that in northern India the population is higher, and since the census has been fixed, 1971 के census पर delimitation has been fixed, so of course there will be more. So there will be 18.3 lakh person per MP होगा, है ना. ये लिखा ना लाख per MP, but here it will be lesser. Why? 15.4 lakh population per member of parliament, because here in South India if you see the population control is more successful, है ना, and that is why this successful is there, and that is why it is the case. ठीक है. So यही सब बता रहे. So these are the things being talked about. Text and context में what are IPCC's assessment report? So IPCC क्या होता है? Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. It is a United Nation body, है ना. Its job is to advance scientific knowledge about climate change caused by human activities and all. So these are the things being talked about. ठीक है. So इसका मेन काम होता है कि क्लाइमेट चेंज से रिलेटेड रिसर्च करना, है ना. WMO and United Nation Environment Program ने मिलकर इसको बनाया था. So they have formed it. Now, so इसकी एक रिपोर्ट आई है, इसमें जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है वो यही है, which I wanted to talk is the sixth assessment report talks about that the time to limit the rise of world's average surface temperature to 1.5 degrees Celsius from the pre-industrial level as agreed in Paris Climate Agreement is running out. So I have told you when we have discussed Paris Climate Agreement in our paid classes that Paris Climate Agreement का जो target वो क्या है? What is the target? So the target of Paris Climate Agreement is that industrial revolution के मुकाबले by the end of the century the average Earth's temperature, let's say here is x degrees Celsius, so it should not cross x plus 2 degrees Celsius, and it is better if it should not cross x plus 1.5 degrees Celsius. इससे ज़्यादा क्रॉस नहीं करना चाहिए x plus 1.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस. बट इसमें ये बताया जा रहा है कि ऑलरेडी क्रॉस कर चुका है 1.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस वाला जो टारगेट है कि एवरेज अर्थ टेम्परेचर शुड नॉट गो बियॉन्ड 1.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस. इंक्रीमेंट शुड नॉट बी मोर देन दैट. वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू फॉलो दैट. इन फैक्ट वी हैव रीच्ड द लिमिट, है ना. So it means that yes, things are serious. We have to control the environment. We have to control the what we call it as global warming and all. So ये सब बता रहे हैं. ठीक है. Okay, तो इससे पूछा जा सकता है कि IPCC का हेडक्वार्टर कहाँ है? So Geneva, Switzerland. This you should be knowing about it. Okay. फिर एक आर्टिकल है आर्मी अपग्रेड्स फायर पावर इन ईस्टर्न अरुणाचल प्रदेश नियर LAC. ठीक है. LAC यहाँ पर भी है, एक तो यहाँ पर है, बट यहाँ पर भी अरुणाचल प्रदेश है. दिस इज अरुणाचल प्रदेश and this is LAC. यहाँ पे भी LAC कहते हैं. ठीक है. So यहाँ पर the army has included what? एक है howitzer gun. ये जो है ना, this one is M77 M777 howitzer gun. This is made from England. Okay. कंपनी का नाम है Vickers Shipbuilders and Engineering. So UK based company. This has made this gun. दूसरा है the next one, another one is Chinook helicopter की बात कर रहे हैं. This is actually US based made. बोइंग डिफेंस कंपनी बनाती है दिस चिनूक हेलीकॉप्टर. ठीक है. सो दिस यू शुड बी नोइंग अबाउट इट. नाउ एक वर्ल्ड पेज में आर्टिकल था रशिया क्लेम्स अवदीवका सेज कीव ट्रूप स्टिल इन कोक प्लांट. तो रशिया ने कहा है कि अवदीवका जो उसने कैप्चर कर लिया. सो वेयर एग्जैक्टली इट इज? हियर इज यूक्रेन, दिस इज रशिया. ठीक है. सो यहाँ पर एक जगह अवदीवका. ठीक है. सो आई होप यू आर अवेयर रशिया हैज अटैक्ड यूक्रेन. इट हैज कैप्चर्ड सम रीजन इन दिस रीजन. So it has claimed that this region it has captured. Okay. So this was in the news. Then एक और आर्टिकल थी Brazil's Lula accuses Israel of genocide in Gaza Strip. So Lula is actually Lula da Silva is the president of, he is actually the president of Brazil. And he became the president last year in January, 1st January. इससे पहले कौन था? Jair Bolsonaro. Jair Bolsonaro was the president. Okay. And Brazil will be the president of G20 summit this year. I hope you are aware. इस साल G20 के president Brazil would be there. So that is why this also you should be knowing about it. ठीक है. So if you are watching this class, नीचे जाना description box में 1-on-1 counseling session is there. Click on this link. You will get this Google form. Everyone should fill this Google form. That would be very, very beneficial for you. Please subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, and download the BYJU'S exam prep app. Thank you everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.